All right, let us talk. Sit down, buckle up, listen careful, and don't rush this one. Today's video is not about hate. It is not about attacking anyone. It is about accountability, leadership, and truth. So I'm reacting to Mura latest village video, specifically a moment around minute 59 that many people might miss if they are just watching for entertainment. And I want to say this clearly from the beginning. This is not, let's say, reaction video or negative reaction. This is a commentary and analysis based on what is shown and said on camera. That is what I usually do. And I'm asking questions. I'm not making accusations. If you are here to understand, stay. If you are here just to defend blindly, this video may actually make you uncomfortable. You may choose to watch, or you may choose not to watch. So watch this clip, then we are going to dive deep so that we can actually analyze that video from that point. Watch this clip.
You'll slash this thing up.
Yeah. I can buy 2 canvas maybe.
Yeah. Or instead even of slashing, they can just put it here.
This wasn't here, man.
No, so
Here there is no fence.
there is no fence.
There is no fence.
What you are seeing
Why they dug that? Sorry? Why did they dig that?
initially,
It
they
was before we made that decision. The
Yeah.
decision
No, no. When we came with Dad, these big holes wasn't there.
you know the problem with the boys, they want to make money.
Yeah,
So
want
they
to dig
were
it so that they can
digging,
be paid.
but the
But
thing
we
is we won't do this.
What is wrong?
Yeah, but it's not more. They are not more than even five holes. Yeah. There's a girl there who is coming to say something. All right, guys. See, the last fence is here. Fantastic.
The best way Napa.
There's a water.
So, good, amazing individuals, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this another session in this YouTube channel that goes by the name Maxwell Lumumba Africa. Maxwell Lumumba is my name. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It depends on where you are watching this video from and the time zone that you are watching actually this specific content. So, for those who have not subscribed, make sure that you subscribed, like, comment, share to other individuals, and remember to turn on the notification bell, and remember, don't skip the ads. Basically, I'm doing videos on commentary, village life, we call it lifestyle, and reaction videos, where I'm analyzing every video with no biasness, with nothing, because I actually put my clip there so that people can watch. I have to say that everything is now adding up. My mouth is returning the way it was. So we have to take it, we have to stick to the content creation thing. I'm very happy. That's why you can even see I have a smiling face. And I have actually to recognize some of the subscribers that join daily and actually watch my entire videos. I'm really appreciating that. I won't take that for granted. I take it seriously and thankful, and I'm very thankful. And for those who have joined membership, I really appreciate. For those who have super chat or gave some super thanks, I really appreciate. Yeah, I really appreciate. Remember, tomorrow I'm going live. Kenyan time will be 5 p.m. That is Kenyan time. So this is not a small thing, because in this video we see Fala Fashion TV, a US based creator who has invested money to acquire land in the village. You know, acquiring land in a village, this is not a small thing. Land is very sensitive. Land is emotional. Now, during the visit, Farah Fashion noticed holes on the land. Holes that he clearly states were not there before when he visited with the father. And immediately, you feel the mood shifted. This is where the issue begins. Let us pause. Farah Fashion says calmly that, not shouting, when we came, these holes were not there. The statement alone matters. Why? Because land does not change itself. People change lands. So digging holes is not accidental. It is intentional. Now, watch what happened next. This is the clip of what is happening next.
Sorry?
Initially, they,
Before we made that decision, the
Yeah.
decision
No,
of,
no. When we came with Dad, these big holes wasn't there.
you know, the problem with the boys, they want to make money.
Yeah,
So
they want to
they
dig
were
it so that they can be
digging.
paid.
But the thing
we
is, we won't do this.
What is wrong?
Yeah, but it's not more. They are not more than even five holes.
Because we hear Mura saying that, you know, the problem with these boys, they want money fast. Yeah. Let me ask something and be honest with yourself. Since when do laborers decide land alterations on their own? Who is the supervisor? This is the most important question in this entire situation. Who was supervising? Because in real life, workers don't decide. Supervisors decide. Workers don't plan. Supervisors plan. If something went wrong, responsibility does not go downwards. It goes upwards. That is what we call bottom up. From bottom to up. So, when this blame immediately lands on the boys, I pause. Because leadership is not about pointing fingers. Leadership is about saying, this happened under my watch, and notice something else. So Mura says there are not even more than 5 holes. Let me explain something clearly. The number of holes is irrelevant. 1 hole is enough if it affects land value, because we have land boundaries and we have the issue about trust. Minimizing does not solve the concern. Now watch at body language. Farah Fashion TV is visibly uncomfortable. The Jamaican visitor is not convinced. You can feel the tension. And then something interesting happens. The conversation doesn't continue. No resolution, no accountability, discussion. We can now see Farah Fashion with a team of the likes of Mike Izzo. They are still discussing about the issue. And for Mura, instead, the scene change. Mura leaves the area and goes to the river to film something else.
There, who is coming? Say something. All right, guys. See, the last fence is here. Fantastic.
The
Guys,
best way Napa.
There's a
Conk ni hapa.
water. There is water over there. So guys, their land is right next to a river. Very clean stream. Even I think they get water to drink even from here.
Again, I'm not telling you what to think. I'm telling you what we all saw. When serious questions arise, why move away instead of addressing them? You know, in African land, at the beginning of this video, we all see some sisal plants. This is very important, especially for people watching from outside Africa. In many Kenyan rural areas, sisal is not actually what we call decoration. Sisal is boundary markers. So when land near sisal is disturbed, it raises legitimate concern. This is why fala fashion reaction is not drama, it's awareness. Land disputes start small and they end up ugly. Anyone who understands rural knows how these happen. Everybody, you know how this happens. Yeah? And you know, in my videos that I've been doing, I've actually touched about foreigners' land ownership in Kenya, because I have to insist in this, and then I'll be diving to something else, because I have to insist. Because let me just slow down and educate, because this is where many people commenting online are missing the point. Kenya has very clear laws when it comes to land ownership by foreigners. And this is not opinion. This is law. A foreigner cannot own land, freehold land in Kenya. A foreigner can only hold land through a leaseable up to 99 years. What does that mean in simple language? It means documentation matters, boundaries matters, surveys matters, and any alteration to the land, digging, fencing, trenching matters. So when foreigners invest, look at the land and say that this was not like this before, it is not disrespect. This is not mistrust. This is not, actually, this is a due diligence. Because I have to explain that experience, and actually the experience the land buyers understand. The problem do not start big, they start small. A hole today, a trench tomorrow, a boundary argument next year. And suddenly, neighbors are involved, elders are involved, chiefs are involved, court are involved. So, when fala fashion pauses and question what he's saying, that is a smart move. Any serious investor, Kenya foreigner, will do the same thing. And notice this, he didn't shout, he didn't accuse, he didn't insult anyone. He simply asked who did this. The question deserves a straight answer. So, when you tell us about the boys' narrative, anytime something goes wrong with the boys, the workers, the young guys. But let me ask this honestly. Do the boys decide to dig? Do they decide when to dig? Do they decide on land planning? It's a big no. They are told what to do. So when blames go straight to them, it creates two problems. One, it avoids responsibility at the top. Two, it expresses workers to public blame without power to defend themselves. That's not leadership, that's convenience. So, supervision is not a favor. It's a duty that somebody is mandated to do. If you are managing land for someone else, especially a foreigner investor, you must know what is happening. Who is doing it? Why is it being done? And if you don't know, then that itself is a problem. So the real question remains unanswered. Who was supervising when the holes were dug? Until that question is answered, anything else is noise. So here's something that viewers should pay attention to. There is difference between solving a problem, managing how a problem looks on camera. When the mood changes, the camera moves. When tension rose, the scene shifted. That does not fix the issue. It just postponed it. Real leadership may say, let's stop filming, let's solve this properly. Because land issues don't disappear just because the camera turns away. And everybody can tell us this, because this is something that we have seen what is really happening in a lot of farmers, in a lot of families. The way children actually involved in wrangles because of the issue of land. Families fight because of the issue of land. Parents, the families actually become in a sheet of problem because of the land issues. So now let's talk about the psychology. Not insults, not accusation, psychology. Because what we witnessed was not just a land issue. It was a human reaction under pressure. When someone raises a concern that threatens credibility, that is image and authority, the brain goes into defense mode. This is actually the main human behavior. There are three common psychological responses. One of it is fight, flight, and deflect. Yeah, you know what I mean by fight. You people know what I mean by flight, and you people, because something like flight, it is when this hormone, I don't know even the name of that hormone, yeah, that helps in fight, especially for the animals. You run away. First, flight is about you start fighting. Physical. Flight is you run away. You fear or something. And deflect, what I'm going to handle. Because what we see here was deflection followed by flight. First, deflection. The boys want money fast. It's only a few holes. That's already a red flag. Second, there is flight. Leaving the scene, changing the location, changing the subject. This doesn't mean guilt. It actually means discomfort. And I'll repeat again. There are three psychological responses. One, flight, fight, deflection. What we saw here was deflection followed by fight. First, deflection, the boys want money. It's only a few holes. Second, flight, leaving the scene, changing location, changing the subject. This doesn't mean guilty. It means discomfort. Now, the contrast, that is what the Jamaican visitor. His reaction is very important. He does not shout. He doesn't dramatize. He doesn't perform for the camera, because if it could be Kenyan versus Kenya, or villager versus villager, the first thing we could be talking about fight. I know our villagers, how they make things. Look at Mogesi when he was protecting something about when this lady was building, I don't know, there was a lot of wrangles. They were not letting the tippers, the vehicles to move. They had to close the road. There was a lot of fight. That is how villagers behave. But because this guy knows that he's a foreigner, a visitor, he does nothing about fighting. He doesn't even shout, dramatize, and he didn't perform it for the camera. Instead, he be mature enough, then he pauses, he watches, and becomes quiet. This is the psychology of someone processing inconsistencies. When what you are told does not match what you are seeing, the brain says something does not add up. And everybody can see that nothing at all is adding up. That's why he wasn't convinced. Not because he wanted drama, because his internal alarm went off. This is how experienced people react. Silence before judgment. And Mura himself never wanted to film this. Let us talk about the power dynamics on camera. When someone controls the camera, the narrative, the movement, they also control the perception. Workers don't have cameras. Visitors don't edit videos. Viewers only see what's shown. So, when accountability shifts downward to the boys, those boys have no voice, no platform, no defense, because I was expecting that these guys could actually call the boys, because here we are being told that the boys were up to this thing. This discussion could not be shifted that way. We could now see the voice. They say what happened. They tell us on Mura's platform, and they defend themselves. Psychologically, this protects the leadership image while exposing the weakest link. And still people will be coming here saying, I don't know what, you are a hater, Max, you are a hater, I don't know, a lot of information. In my old videos, I analyze videos. I don't just go there and start allegations that even I don't know about. So, an audience feel these instinctively, because that's why comments start asking questions. Even in Mura's video, there is somebody who asks the same question. Let us talk something like pattern recognition. Now let me actually be very careful here. Pattern recognition is not accusation. It is an observation over time. And that is what I'm really doing. So viewers have noticed that when things go well, credit is taken. When things go wrong, blame is oversourced. Sometimes it's the boys. Sometimes it's the haters. Sometimes it's misunderstanding. Again, I'm not assigning intent. I'm saying the pattern exists on camera. And pattern affects trust. And my old videos, I usually talk about trust issues. Why trust matters in development. Because at the end of the day, a village development is built on trust. Foreign investors trust locals. Local trust leaders. Workers trust supervisors. Once trust cracks, everything slows down. Question replaces confidence. Silence replaces enthusiasm. And distance replaces partnership. This is why small moments matter, because they reveal big truth. Let me end that clearly and respectful. This video is not saying anyone is evil. It is not saying anyone had bad intention. It is saying this: leadership means taking responsibility even when it is untouchable or uncomfortable. If holes appeared, someone authorized them. If workers did it, someone supervised them. And if accountability is avoided, people notice quietly. Development is not about filming rivers, it's about facing hard conversations. And the hardest question in the entire video was never answered. Who was supervising? Until the question is addressed, the discomfort will remain. That's not hate, that's psychological, that's leadership, that's the reality. Goodbye for now. Let us meet in the next episode. Goodbye.